So, here we have Nursing Research Chapter 1. So, syempre ito yung title page. Hindi naman na yan kailangan i-discuss. Mga advisor. Tapos ito yung Chapter 1. So, yung Chapter 1, ang title niya is The Problem and Its Background. Yung introduction, i-introduce mo doon yung topic na gusto mong ma-investigate na dapat mag-arouse sa interest ng reader mo or i-convince mo sila na basahin yung paper nyo. Syempre, dapat di masyadong mahaba. Hindi na discourage yung reader, kasi sobrang haba. And hindi din masyadong short para hindi na makover yung mga important parts or serious parts. So, yung introduction is nagsistate ng problem nyo, yung situation niya globally, nationally, and locally. Pati yung mga trends and issues sa field na yon. Siyempre, dapat mag-cite tayo ng legal basis sa study natin, cite yung statistics and authoritative sources na magsusupport sa idea natin, and yung statement dapat sa introduction is related sa proposed research problem natin. So, yung theoretical framework, yun yung logical presentation or mga theories na maglilink sa each other tsaka sa variables natin. Yun yung magiging fundamental or pinaka-pillar or structure ng thesis natin. So, yung operational framework, dito mo makikita yung schematic framework or makikita yung relationship between the variables. So, meron tayong independent variable and pinaplot sila using basic shapes, arrows, para ma-indicate yung flow ng direction and interaction na mangyayari sa research natin. So, yung variables is yun yung mga na-measure na characteristics na nagva-vary among the subjects. So, ang research ay kinoconduct kasi nag-occur yung mga pagkakaiba na yun. So, meron two types ng variable, independent and dependent. Kapag sinabing independent, yun yung cause. Sa kanya nagbe-base. Kaya niya mag-stand alone. Salt intake. Yung dependent, yun yung presumed effect. Yun yung naaapektuhan. So, example dito is yung blood pressure reading. So, for example, mataas yung salt intake mo, which is the independent. Kapag tumaas yan, yung maapektuhan is yung dependent or yung BP natin. So, ang variable ay anything na pwede mag-change from one condition to another. Pwede sila maging qualitatively or quantitatively. Kapag sinabing qualitatively, hindi siya nasusukat by numbers. More on description siya, words katulad ng type, name, brand, gender, and educational attainment. Pero kapag sinabing quantitatively, na-measure katulad ng 5%, half kilo, kilogram, and kung gaano man kadami yung binigay mo. So, yung statement of the problem, meron tayong general problem which is answerable by yes or no, where or when. Hindi yun nasasagot ng, ang general problem ay hindi nasasagot ng mga to. So, yung sub-problem naman is extensive coverage na ina-arrange natin into logical order. So, ang statement of hypothesis natin, yun yung intelligent guess natin or intelligent tentative answer natin sa mga problem na pinapose natin kanina. So, ang assumptions of the study naman, yun yung starting points ng study. Ibig sabihin, proven na yon or accepted as true na hindi na kailangan pang pag-argue or pag-awayan. So, ang example nun, isang breast milk ang best for babies, cigarette is dangerous to health, and nursing care influences the recovery of the patient. So, ang scope and delimitation is nag-a-align and nagfo-focus ng research natin sa kung ano lang yung desired or expected nating perspective, kung ano lang yung kaya nating ma-research or kaya nating i-cover. So, nag-indicate yun ng geographical, coverage, time frame, time limit, and variable. Yung significance of the study naman, ito yung kung ano yung makakontribute ng study natin sa final stage. And, kunyari, wala tayong makakontribute, ba't pa tayo gumawa ng research? So, ito yung actual contribution ng results sa specific individuals, entities, institution, organization, and other segments of society. So, yung definition of terms, dito, dinedefine yung mga keywords na makikita sa study natin. So, meron two types to, conceptual and operational. So, ang definition of terms pala is based on the title. Kung paano nakasulat sa title, yun yung gagawan mo ng definition of words. Pero, for our situation, gusto ni Dean na alphabetical yung atin. And, pag sinabing conceptual, yun yung universal meaning. Nakikita sa dictionary. Kapag operational is kung paano natin ginamit or kung paano natin manipulate or measure yung variable na yun. Ay, yung term na yun. So, yung enumeration is done siya in the text title, hindi alphabetically katulad ng glossary. Pero nga sa situation natin ngayon is dapat alphabetically. Kasi yun yung trip ni Dean. So, here we have the chapter 2 of nursing research. So, ito yung research process. Ayan. Ang title ng chapter 2 is Review of Related Literature. So, ang review of related literature is documentation ng mga published na or unpublished works from secondary datas. So, naka-cover yung areas and specific interest na kung anong nire-research natin. So, ang main aim natin dito is i-find out yung mga problems na na-investigate na at yung mga problem na kailangan pang imbestigahan. So, ang extensive survey ito ay isang extensive survey ng mga past studies na relevant sa kung ano iniimbestigahan natin or kung ano nire-research natin. So, binibigyan tayo ng knowledge na to so kung saan yung ano na yung nahanap nila and ano pa yung pwede nating gawin or yun. So, ano nga ba yung purpose ng review? Syempre, para malaman natin yung knowledge, magkaroon pa tayo ng mas madaming knowledge about sa research na topic na napili natin and ma-identify yung mga concepts na related to, yung pwedeng potential relationship between the variables na napili natin and mag-help to sa atin na maka-form ng hypothesis. And dito, ma-identify natin yung appropriate methodology, yung research design, methods of measuring, concepts, and technique analysis. So, para ma-identify yung data sources used by other researchers. Then, so, ang purpose then is malaman kung paano in-structure or ginawa ng iba yung report nila. So, paano nga ba nagko-conduct ng literature survey? So, identify the relevant sources, extract and record the relevant information, write up the literature review. So, yung sources of literature dapat 2019 and up. Pwedeng books, journals, electronic databases, bibliography databases, abstract databases, full-stack databases, and government and industry reports, internet, research dissertation, and thesis. So, pag nagre-record ng literature, gumagamit tayo ng card system, which is recording of notes. So, yung card system na to is meron 2 sets of card. Source card is yung 3 inches by 5 inches. Ginagamit para sa bibliographic information and yung note cards naman is 5 inches to 8 inches is for actual note taking. So, yung source card, nag-provide sila ng dalawang purposes. Yung una is for footnotes and yung pangalawa is bibliography. Yung sources cards, pwede siyang simple order, depende sa cards. Gumagamit ng letters, katulad ng B for books, J for journals, and R for report sa left top corner. So, ang source cards ay recording ng bibliographic information na dapat parang APA format, ganun. So, author name, year, title of the book, place of publication, publisher's name. Tapos kapag journal naman, author name, year, title, journal name, volume number, pages. Ang note cards din ay detailed information na extracted from a printed source. Sinusulat yun sa note cards. Tapos, dapat parang single fact lang or single idea lang yung nakasulat sa isang side lang ng card. So, yan yung example. So, paano nga ba nagre-write ng review? So, dito, pwede mo siyang i-cite as yung name, then yung taon, and yung page. Or pwede ding according to name, and then yung taon. So, pwede ding mo yun ilagay sa dulo. Pag nilagay sa dulo, naka-parenthesis and yung name, then yung year. Yun. So, points to be kept in mind while reviewing literature. Read relevant literature, refer original works, read with comprehension, read in time, index literature, and parts of chapter 2 is introductory paragraph. I-describe yung content ng chapter. Mga literature na nakagroup by studies or by subtopic or the variables ng study natin. So, yung each subtopic is merong literature na from books, pwedeng from encyclopedia, newspaper, other reading materials. Tapos, yung each subtopics na yon is merong mga related studies. Tapos kapag sinasite is kasama yung name of the study, author, year, respondents, design, and conclusion nila sa study na yon. So, after yun lahat, after ma-present lahat ng subtopic, meron tayong synthesis of the art kung saan yun yung summary of collected or presented literature and studies natin. Yung number 6 naman is i-present yung gaps to be bridged by the study. And pag nagre-research proposal, gaps to be bridged pa lang. Pero kapag final presentation na, gaps bridge na. So, dito, nire-reflect niya yung mga variables, information, or conclusion na na-achieve ng study natin or additional body of knowledge para i-achieve ng study natin na na-complete natin. So, here we have chapter 3. Ang title nito is Research Methodology. So, ang research design, pwedeng descriptive research. Kapag ganon, gumagamit tayo ng survey, assessment, and evaluation, comparative studies, and correlational studies. Kapag qualitative naman, unstructured, non-numeric, kasi nga words yung ginagamit. Kapag quantitative, structure, and quantifiable or nabibilang yung variation sa phenomenon na yon. So, yung documentary data, secondary data, na data na hindi natin obtain directly. So, pwede natin makita sa books, sa journals, sa newspapers. Yung empirical data naman is yun yung kinuha natin directly sa respondents natin, katulad ng questionnaire, personal interview, and observation. So, ang population ng sample, yung population, yun yung all elements under consideration. Yung finite, frames yun na nabibilang or can be counted. Infinite naman is yung frames na hindi natin mabibilang or cannot be counted, katulad ng stars, pedestrians that will cross the lane, and the cars. Yung sample naman is part ng population, sila yung representative nun. Tapos, merong way of selection doon. So, yung small group lang yon na ino-observe ng research para sa conclusion ng bigger group. So, yung sample size, meron tayong Sloven's formula, which is N equals malaking N over 1 NE2. And yung N dito na maliit is yung sample size. So, yung N na malaki is yung population size. And yung E is yung margin of error. So, for example, hinahanap natin yung sample size and yung population is 1,000. So, yung margin of error is 0.05. So, ilalagay natin dito is sample size equals 1,000 divided by 1 plus 1,000 times 0.5 times 2. So, ang sagot is 285.7 or 286. So, ang sampling technique naman, meron tayong rule of thumb which is 20% ng population is hindi valid para mag-represent or ma-represent yung population na to. Dapat more than that. Yung central limit theorem naman is for descriptive and services na lang na research. Sinasabi lang dito na kapag mas malaki yung sample size, mas malaki or mas malapit tayo sa result. And if the population is very large, 50% and above should be considered. So, bawal tayo bumaba sa 50%. Sabi naman sa sample size ni Gates 1976 is yung descriptive research, 10% lang ng population. For smaller population, a minimum of 20% may be required. Correlational research is 30 subject yung kailangan. Experimental research is 15 to 30 subjects per group. So, when lesser than 50%, but lower than 30%, parametric statistics may be used, but interpretation shall be limited for the sample considered only. So, when lesser than 30 elements and it is a purposive sample, the interpretation are limited to the samples only. So, ito naman yung kinds of samples. So, probability sample, lahat ng element sa population ay given the equal chance of being selected. So, magra-random sample and best representative ng sample is of the population frame are valid. So, yung non-probability sampling naman, sample yon na not proportion sa population and there is no system in selecting sample. Sa probability sampling technique, meron tayong simple random which is gumagamit ng lottery method or fishbowl technique, table random number, and most systematic is generate na siya ng computer. Yung systematic sampling naman is nagkakaroon ng random start kung saan planned strategy yon na mag-start kayo sa random number. For example, up to 100 yon. Di mag-start kayo sa 69, tas bilangin nyo. Ganon. Yung systematic sampling naman, ina-identify yung population of the study, dine-determine yung desired sample size, and ina-apply yung formula na desired interval equals population over sample size. So, yung systematic sampling naman na sample is ito. Yung 10, yun yung mali. Yung hinahanap natin is yung desired interval. So, meron tayong 800 na population and na gusto natin is 80. So, kapag dinivide mo yung 800 sa 80, 10% yung sagot. Yun yung sampling interval natin. So, systematic sampling. Hence, in the example, every 10th in the list is taken as a member of the sample. Ko-close natin yung eyes natin, tapos mamimili tayo ng number, and doon tayo mag-start. And from the random number, pipiliin natin yung every 10th doon sa list na yun. So, stratified random sampling, dito naman is used when respondents of the study has a class stratification or grouping. The sample size should be proportional or the same percent is applied for each classroom stratum. Purposive sampling naman, nagde-determine ng target population or those to be involved sa study. So, sa non-probability sampling technique, accidental sampling, no system of selection but only those whom the researcher meets by chance are included in the sample. This is only resorted when there is no other alternative. Pangit yan yung accidental kasi kung sino lang yung makita mo doon, yun na yun. Yung convenient sampling naman is all elements are given the equal chance of being selected. Pero bias in nature siya. Yung instrumentation and validation, dinidiscuss yung construction ng instrument natin, yung parts or section ng instrument natin, yung validity and reliability ng instrument natin, and yung evaluation and scoring. So, ito naman yung mga different tools na ginagamit. So, structured self-report instrument, formal written instrument, interview, schedule, either face-to-face or telephone interviews, questionnaire or self-administered questionnaire, copy or paper and pencil instrument. Criteria of a good questionnaire. The language must be clear and specific. It should not be equivocal in meaning. The items on the questionnaire must represent a single idea. The items in the questionnaire must be free from bias and assumptions. The questionnaire must give the proper evaluation and scoring and proper interpretation. An example for the scoring should be shown. The item in the questionnaire, in order to be statistically viable, should, as much as possible, have the same scoring and same options for a single objective or purpose. Yung questionnaire, yun yung commonly used tool para mag-generate ng data, katulad ng survey form. Yun yung nagre-refer sa PAPI or paper and pencil data gathering method. Nilalat natin yung subject na siya mismo yung sumagot ng questionnaire and an inventory pieces of information which the researcher anticipates to gather from a respondent. So, kinds of questionnaire, open-ended questionnaire. Yung respondents, ina-ask sila to give a written reply of their own words in narrative fashion. So, adequate space must be provided to permit a full response. Kapag open-ended questionnaire, mahaba yung sinasagot, ganun. And ang advantage nito is syempre mas fuller yung perspective or richer yung perspective na makukuha natin and nag-give natin sila ng freedom and di natin sila na-force na mamili ka lang ng sagot mo dito, ganun. Ang disadvantage naman nun is syempre matagal, mahirap sagutan and kailangan mahirap siyang makipag-cooperate sa mga tao na yung sagot, hindi nila ma-express yung sarili nila ng maayos. Yung close-ended naman is fixed alternative questions lang. Nag-offer lang yun ng mga choices doon kung saan yung the best answer para sa kanila. Pinaka-appropriate answer sa gusto nilang sabihin. Yung advantage din niya is easy to administer and to analyze. Mas efficient siya kasi nga mas madaling sagutan. And mas maikli yung time. Tapos hindi napapagod yung respondent mo. Yung disadvantage niya is difficult to construct and pwedeng superficial. Tapos hindi natin pwedeng may times na ma-overlook yung responses. Yung types naman ng close-ended questions is a checklist. Tinatawag minsan na matrix questions. Ini-include yung several questions with the same response format, two-dimensional arrangement in which a series of questions is listed along dimension, usually vertically, tapos nasa kabila yung alternative na sagot. Yung Likert scale naman is most widely used scaling technique named after Francis Likert. So, consists yun ng declarative items na nag-express ng viewpoint indicating degree of kung saan yung respondents is nag-agree or nagdi-disagree sa opinion niya. Sa opinion kung ano opinion niya. So, data gathering procedure is sequence ng event, preliminaries, letter sa dean, barangay captain, chief nurse, hospital, administrator, manager, orientation, briefing of the interviewers, distribution system, and retrieval rate. So, dito, nag-i-indicate din siya ng statistical tools of the study na identify kung anong part ng research problem is yung mag-make use para sa specified statistical tools. Yung statistical tools naman, meron tayong percentage and frequency, distribution. Ginagamit to para makuha yung profile ng respondents. Yung weighted mean naman, yun yung average response ng participants. Yung Pearson naman is significance relationship between the variables. Kapag t-test naman is significance difference between two groups lang ng participants. Kapag analysis of variance naman or ANOVA is yung significance difference between 3 or more groups ng participants. Kapag chi-square is significance ng differences ng one or more categorized variable. Yung z-test naman is parametric test for testing significance, difference, or proportion. So, ayan. Title of this chapter, Research Methodology, Sources of Data. Limutan ko. Ang sources of data ay documentary and empirical. Ang types of sampling technique is probability and non-probability. Ang elements under consideration ay population, representative ng small group ay sample size, type of sampling kung saan hindi proportion yung or walang selecting system is yung non-probability. And yung nagre-refer sa paper and pencil data is PAPI or questionnaire. And yung common statistical relationship sa value is Pearson. Ito, Pearson.